When I first moved to the Orlando area, I did not know a soul. I actually went to a networking group trying to find an opportunity for employment because I didn't even have a job. I moved here on a whim with a friend, and I was just trying to make a fresh start. Somebody had introduced me to a young lady that had an employment agency and said maybe she could help you. And although she couldn't help me with employment because that wasn't really her niche, she did invite me to a meeting that changed my life. I was invited to a Fellowship Friday meeting, and I got to meet some of the most amazing people that 7 years later, are still very, very important in my life, that have actually changed my life. I sat in a Fellowship Friday and I felt inadequate. I felt alone. I didn't know anybody, and I didn't feel like I had anything worthy to bring. I wasn't employed. And I sat there with Mark Goldstein and Dawn Sipley and a few other soon-to-be friends that just accepted me right where I was at, and actually went out of their way to introduce me to people to help get me plugged in for employment. So a few short months later, I had a job, but more importantly, I had a new circle of friends. And ever since then, I come to as many events as possible. Oh my gosh, the lunches. It's so much more than just a networking lunch, because we all go to plenty of those. The speakers, they're coming with a message that was made just for me. It's what I needed to hear right then in my life. And it always has a lasting impression in my life. I leave with notes that I get to pray on, I get to bring into my business and bring into my home. So what makes the Christian Chamber so different? The relationships. I've gone to a number of occasions where we get to meet new people, and my thought about a chamber meeting was what I have experienced in the past, where I felt like somebody was coming up to me to sell to me or to machine gun approach. Have you ever had that like machine gun where somebody's just handing out their business cards and just hoping that somebody calls them for business? But what's so different about the U.S. Christian Chamber is we want to get to know one another so that we can help each other. And we get to see how we serve, not what we do. And that's the distinction that's made an incredible difference in my life. So fast forward 7 years later, I am well connected with some of the most amazing people in this area that I have the great pleasure of calling friend. Many of them I get to do business with, or I get to send business to, and that always think of me to do business with. It's life-changing.